as you may have guessed, and Brian Chambers may have let slip a bit earlier, we are feature complete on Squadron 42.
Hello everyone. Yes, Squadron 42 was feature complete in 2023. By the way, first release date of Squadron 42 and Star Citizen was November 2014. Yes, 2014. Then Squadron 42 was supposed to get released in 2015. In 2016 we got this.
Tell me lies. Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies. Tell me lies, tell me lies.
And later we got a lot more videos, for example here in 2018. Chris is giving a concrete date. Thank you very much, Chris.
And we've been upholding that side of the bargain, and that is something I feel really strongly about. But of course, as an ongoing business, we have some other needs, like, for instance,
marketing.
Yeah, well, Squadron 42, we're now sort of on the downhill ramp. We're 18 months away, looking like, from when we have to be ready to release it. And as you tell me all the time, you have to start doing it, start the preparation and planning and booking and all the rest of the stuff for the marketing long before.
Yes, I have actually had this plan for a very long time, and it has shifted and shifted and shifted. And finally, I feel like we might have an actual plan that I can execute.
There you go. And then the other aspect is, being able to do that properly, being able to fund it without having to go to someone. There's a lot of other people in the crowdfunding world anyway that have raised the money, made the game, and then partnered with someone like a publisher to release the game in a wider format. But we don't want to do that. We've always, I value the independence. We've been able to have the independence because of all you guys, and we really appreciate it. And so for us, it was really important to be able to control our own destiny. And this is really going to enable us to do that, and also have all the money that comes in on the sort of game front, the crowdfunding, go to the development.
Thank you very much, Chris, for giving us a very concrete date, 18 months from when this video was released. I cannot wait to play Squadron 42 very soon. Let's see when this video was released. December 2018 plus 18 months. This means summer 2020. We will be able to play Squadron 42 in summer 2020. Wow. Chris, what the fuck? I said this many times already. I'm not convinced yet Squadron 42 will get released in 2026. For being feature complete in 2023 and only polishing needed, it looks to me CRG is still working on features for Squadron 42. Sometimes I read Squadron 42 will get delayed because GTA 6 is supposed to get released in November 2026. Please stop this, please. Chris doesn't need any excuse to delay Squadron 42 again. Chris does this for more than 11 years by now. If you think a typical gamer cares about Squadron 42, you are deeply mistaken. Please leave your bubble, leave your echo chamber. GTA 6 has a very different and much larger potential player base. If GTA releases in November 2026, it will be a console release. A PC version will be at least 1 year later. While there are rumors over the years Squadron 42 will have a console version, for example here is Sandy.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Going forward, for Star Citizen and Squadron 42 to go to console.
I mean, that would be Chris's decision, so don't jump on that, folks.
No, not
speculating.
Yeah, but that's a whole other audience again. It's another.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we have I have a different marketing plan for Squadron 42, which hasn't started yet. But
Okay.
Squadron 42 doesn't have a console version yet. And even if Squadron 42 will be a fantastic game and generates lots of sales, I don't think it will make back the at least $500 million Chris spent exclusively on Squadron 42, according to leaks. Here's a very interesting Reddit thread on the White Knight Reddit, r/citizen, not on refunds. Started by Skullywag the Pizza Man. If stuff exists in Squadron 42, then why does it feel like they are developing stuff for the first time? For example, armor. Good question, and like I mentioned, I don't think Squadron 42 is really feature complete. Cash here, this is my same worry about a new flight model, whereas all the feature complete dev work, and why can't we see it? Yeah, why doesn't CRG show us some space combat in Squadron 42? Another person, perhaps? There are other things they've talked about, like Maelstrom, that don't sound complete even for Squadron 42, which is weird. Well, a few months ago, John Crew said, Maelstrom is done for all ships used in Squadron 42. Well, we have to believe CRG, I guess, because they don't show us anything. Serious, Rats Matas 454, they might be complete on a single-player environment, but not at all adapted for network environment. I don't see a full Maelstrom ever coming to the PU because of the network complication involved. Yeah, CRG servers are overworked as it is, so I don't expect Maelstrom anytime soon in the PU. So it does. Not to mention, Chris said Squadron 42 will launch with full VR support, then just 2 weeks later, Sean Tracy, Theaters of War guy, was on SCL saying VR is new to CRG, we don't have a VR team. Paraphrasing, but it's funny watching the mixed messages this company puts out. That's why I'm confident we don't see Squadron 42 this year, next year if we are lucky. Again, this is not refunds, this is a White Knight r/citizen. This is what Chris said just a month ago.
But you guys did a great job just kicking out VR. And how is there more coming for VR in Star Citizen?
Yeah, there's definitely more. I mean, so for a start, I mentioned it before, but Squadron will be fully VR supporting too.
Oh, wow.
So you can play that, which is going to be pretty cool. Yeah, it'll be very cool. You can reach out and touch Gillian Anderson. Not inappropriately if you want.
I just want to be sure you know we're live, right?
Yeah. But so we're pretty committed to, making the VR implementation the best that you've seen in gaming for any game. I mean, I think already, even the experimental mode,
Yes.
just the nature of Star Citizen, the fact that it does so much detail but also scale, VR is kind of perfect for it because, you can walk up and actually feel the difference of an Idris compared to just getting into a Hornet or something like that. And you also can get up close and sort of see all the detail that the ship artists have put into the ships or the environment artists have put in the environment in a way that on a flat 2D screen you can't. So that part's really great.
Squadron 42 will be fully VR supporting. Well, Chris said CitizenCon 2023, Squadron 42 is feature complete.
As you may have guessed, and Brian Chambers may have let slip a bit earlier, we are feature complete on Squadron 42.
I guess Squadron 42 is only feature complete until Chris adds new features.
Think about this for a moment. The game is now feature complete, but it's only feature complete until I decide to add more features.
Right now, there's VR in the PU, but it's just a first iteration, and there's a lot of work to do, so I am not confident that Squadron 42 has full VR support yet. Rogue Wolf, I'm honestly blown away that they apparently had Squadron 42 fully playable for some time, and we have not seen anything other than 2-hour-long cutscene with 5 minutes of shooting a turret. Yeah, in 2016, Tyler Whitkin said he played through all of Squadron 42.
Leadpipe asks, have you as the community team been able to play through a single mission on Squadron 42 yet? I have been able to, but I have chosen not to.
I have played through every mission because I come from QA and it was my job to do so.
And what CRG showed us at CitizenCon 2024 was just boring turret gameplay with enemies flying straight towards your turret with no evasive maneuvers and gameplay on rails. And look at those vendor ships, no evasive maneuvers, they are on rails. Of course, this is onboarding, this is a tutorial area, but there should be a bit more than just enemies on rails. And remember, Richard Tyre selected highest difficulty, Legatus. Yeah, come on, this is not any difficulty at all. Yay, Vandals, you are doing a very good job. You are just flying towards the turret, no evasive maneuvers at all. You are doing fine. Keep on doing this. Yes, tutorial, but Legatus difficulty. And yeah, why even play this? Why not just have another cutscene when it's so easy? I really hope the rest of Squadron 42 is not like that. Check Hell Dark. The last time they showed Squadron 42, it was all about showing ships flying slowly and cinematically to make it look like a Star Wars movie. This is why the flight model was slowed down. Chris wants a cinematic experience, but that isn't translating into a fun game. But Chris only seems to care about eye candy, cool cinematic, and his interactive movie Squadron 42. Double Associate 7705 strongly agree on flight model being untested but being done in Squadron 42, as others have pointed out. Yeah, CHG is telling us the flight model is done for Squadron 42, but CHG didn't show us any flying and they don't want our feedback. I find it strange because the flight model is supposed to get used in a PU too. Most people are not happy with the flight model, especially not with master mode. The link to this thread is in my first pinned comment below. Let us know, do you think Squadron 42 is feature complete? Do you think we will get Squadron 42 in 2026? Thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye. Auf Wiedersehen.
Chris is an amazing young man. He wears dresses occasionally, yes, but don't we all have skeletons in the closet? It's not something to judge the man for, it's something to celebrate. And we celebrate Chris around here on the set, whether he's in his can-can outfit or not. We love him, we care about him, and we ask him to get some help. That's all.
Hey, you're still here. You might want to join me on Twitter or on Blue Sky.